So, Ola, when you arrived in Canada, being a media professional back home, what were your expectations or hopes for your profession here in Canada? Did you think you'd just be able to jump right back into it?
Yeah, absolutely. I felt with my experience, I've had more than 15 years experience doing possibly everything you can ever do in the media, from doing news reporting to producing commercials, producing large venue events and all of that. I felt my experience will make way for me easily.
But you didn't have that experience. You hit a number of barriers, boundaries.
The truth about it is that at some point it was depressing. It was depressing. I came to Canada and I found these two phrases, if we will call it that: Canadian experience, Canadian education. And for me, it was an oxymoron. The key thoughts behind Canadian immigration policy was about the fact that there is a gap that needs to be filled in terms of a generation was going away, they were retiring, some of them were transiting, and they needed some of those guys coming in to fill the space. But I found out that that wasn't the case, especially in my profession. I tried several things. I went back to school. Okay, they wanted Canadian education. I did a year in a structure that the government had designed to train international professionals. I did that. I had a little stint in work experience as a journalism, and I felt like, yeah, I checked all the boxes, and now I should be able to go. But here am I, more than 2 years after. I had to change strategy. I thought, after leaving the media, I went to say, okay, I have a lot of business analysis, project management experiences. The funny thing was that I got in front of management. I got to talk to VPs, and they were like, whoa, how did you put all these experiences together? Oh, you did this, you did that. But at the end of the day, there will just be one flimsy excuse to edge me out of the process. So it's been a wall.
In your experience here in Canada, have you seen this country fulfilling its multicultural mandate?
I've seen multiculturalism. I remember when I came in, I lived downtown. Oh boy, my kids didn't want to live downtown. You know, everybody, there is this event that talks about different cultures, Canadians trying to make you see their own part of the culture and all of that. But I think it ends on the streets. And if I take it one more level, I think with the people, at least to a large number, but when it comes to the key organ that should entrench those things, it doesn't go that far. The structures of government that the government has put in place is not making it work. Now, it's two parts: the government and probably the employers themselves. So, and those are the two main organs, public and private sector, that can really make sure that there is diverse culture in the workplaces, especially because of what immigration policy is all about. But that's not the case. I think all those structures are there, but I think the sincerity of the government is questionable when it comes to making sure some of these policies doesn't end in some of the things they have developed and designed and put funds in to making it a reality. I absolutely think it's a lot of waste of time and resources on both parts, on my part and government part.
And so you find yourself in jobs where you are overqualified.
Yeah, absolutely. I find myself at this time doing a fulfillment associate job in a grocery center, for instance. You know, I designed it to work at night so I can do my journalism skill during the day. You know, like I said, what I just did was that I just thought that nothing should stop me. So I changed strategy. I decided to create my own job.
What makes you still determined to not give up and still call Canada home?
Media, journalism, using that instrument to make the world a better place has been my lifelong passion. And as a matter of fact, what this challenge did for me was that it made me find my voice. So I decided that, you know what? And I'm going to be a voice for the kind of people that I represent, really. And I decided to say, you know what? I'm African black. So let me start telling the stories of Africans that are black in Canada. Since I've been doing that, I launched a podcast. I started blogging, doing video blogs on YouTube, telling the story of Africans, telling the whole story about who we are, and a story that seems contrary to what you see on mainstream media, especially in the West. So that's what I've filled my time with, and it's been motivational for me. It helped me get out of my depressed state when I found out that I might never be able to work in any Canadian broadcast station.
Thank you so much, Ola.
You're welcome.